Yo, what is going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown, episode 355. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Chris Seeley,
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Carlos Romero,
Yo, man.
Adam Vale,
What up, suckers?
and Brian Manjoma.
What up, what up, what up?
All right, we're back with another one. We're supposed to start a little bit earlier, but because of what we're going to discuss in our featured topic, we were late. Fucking Twitch, man. Always some shit. Before we go on, a couple of things here. So you may have noticed that Mr. E-Man Land is not here with us. He's still alive, obviously, but he is at New York Comic Con. He's going to be there all 4 days. And I'm looking at his Twitter right now. He's going to be at table J23 at New York Comic Con. So if you're going to be in the Javits Center, enjoying all the festivities, make sure you go to table J23 in Artist Alley and check him out, you know. And as usual, we don't know where Brett is because he's Brett of the Wild, you know. But it's crazy. Adam, how's your chair, man? You all right?
I gotta get the fucking Allen keys now because I thought I had Phillips. I got my new armrests, and I thought that was good to go. And then, we just found out, I got Allen fucking screws underneath here
Fucking Allen, man.
Always some. Fuck, I hate all Allens. 2 L's and 1 L. Fuck them both.
Oh, damn, it's like that.
So I gotta swap these out. Deal with that tomorrow.
Gotta get my Chirons ready.
Barry
Burton
says, what is this New York Comic Con? Never heard of it.
Yeah, right.
You were there earlier, man.
They talk about
yeah, he was there. He was there all day today, man. You know, he was just chilling, complaining about everything.
Was it a good turnout? Did he say if there was a good turnout?
I don't know. Maybe he'll tell us.
What's
up?
Where's Jacob Javits Center?
It's on 34th and 11th, or 12th. One of those.
Yeah, 12th. Yeah, it's all
12th, all the way. You see Jersey on the other side, you know.
Yeah. But what's cool is that if, let's say, and this has happened before, where you can go to movies or you can go to the Hammerstein that's right there.
Yeah, it's right there.
You walk straight down.
Matter of fact, Carlos, remember the hotel you were staying at?
Yes.
So when you go on 34th, literally just keep walking west. You're gonna hit it when you reach the end of the island. You know.
You know what's
huge.
Ironically enough, yesterday I was just doing research and shit, random stuff.
Yeah.
You know who died in that hotel I stayed in?
Who?
Just a random name, but Nikola Tesla.
Really?
I'm like, what?
Tesla?
Yep.
Yeah. Tesla.
I'm like, oh shit, that's where I stayed.
Yeah, he had his own place there. That's where he lives. That was back in the day when you can live in a hotel. Like they had some rooms for residents, and if you just want to live there, and then of course everything you rent out. Yeah. I don't think a lot of them do that anymore. Yeah, you could have asked. I don't know. I'm
about to show my ignorance right now.
Nikola Tesla.
No, I know who he is. I always thought the dude was like British, and he just lived in England his entire life. You know?
No.
He lived in New York.
Yugoslavian.
Yeah, wow, Yugoslavian, and worked under Thomas Edison for a long time.
Yeah.
Then started doing his own thing, and
the whole Wardenclyffe thing was upstate.
Yep.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah. I didn't know that.
That's
by the way,
again, showing my ignorance. I thought the whole thing with Thomas Edison was like made up. You know?
Oh no!
Yeah, because I was like, that motherfucker's from England. How the hell did he get here? You know?
No.
I don't know why I thought he was English. I'm like, he's English, right? No. Oh well, now I know. Obviously, I know who Nikola Tesla is. You know, he's the guy they based that boss fight in the Order in that they didn't take advantage of. Piss me off, man. How you gonna have a boss fight in Tesla's fucking laboratory, and it's literally a boss fight from like 2 hours beforehand? You know, like come on, a recycled ass boss fight, cool boss fight, but it's like I doing this shit twice. You know.
Yeah, they got to stop with those recycled ones.
Yeah.
Especially God of War.
Oh. Yeah, where you fought Baldur for like 3 fights?
Yeah, that was too much. That was too mecha.
Yeah, but remember, too mecha is a good thing, you know? Too much is a bad thing.
It was too much.
Yeah. All right, man. We don't want to, piss off the Maoris, man. They'll fuck us up, you know?
Oh.
You know? All right, man. Let's get into it, man. First story of the night. We actually have a lot of stories now, which I was very surprised by, you know? And no, one of them ain't no Kingdom Hearts. We don't care about that shit here. You know? Oh man! All right, we got to talk about Twitch. The reason we were late tonight, you know. So yeah, Twitch's source code got leaked by hackers, and things went crazy. We learned a lot of things. Not only the code behind the scenes, but how much money some of these dudes make. You know. So free form conversation. What do you guys think of it, man? We'll talk. Let's talk about the money aspect a little bit later. Just talk about the actual hack first. You know, like how did this happen? Let's get technical if we can. Did they ever disclose any of those details? Like how did this happen?
Usually it's social engineering. They wind up getting someone that works behind the scenes information, and then they do like a blackmail. Like, oh, we see that you like to have this type of fetish, and we see all these images. We're gonna release this shit unless you give us access, and they do it. That's usually how they do it.
I don't know, because they would be able to detect that. I mean, this was 125 gigs of data pulled down. I would think somebody would see that and be like, "Hey, wait a minute." Because it's the database of like user accounts, right?
Yeah.
So that would be suspicious even if somebody was blackmailed, opened up or gave their password, then they see somebody log in from I don't know, Romania or whatever. Like, what the fuck is going on? And then it would be too suspicious. Like, I mean, to me it was either like somebody disgruntled selling the data, like an inside job.
Yeah.
They copied it. That was my first theory. I was like, man, how did they get that out? I was like, oh, maybe somebody sold it. Maybe somebody was just pissed off and sold it. Or it could be a legit hack and somebody got in through an exploit and something downloaded it.
I thought somebody came out to take responsibility. Or am I bugging?
Well, it was posted on 4chan, all that data. But I don't know if that person ever said like they were blackmailing the company. They just put the info out.
Yeah, they just... That, and was it that they were working on their own version of Steam?
That got leaked.
They were doing that, and then the ridiculous fucking money these dudes are making. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think I think the two scenarios that Chris brought up, they're the only two ones. It's either a disgruntled employee who wants to get at the company because something happened, or it's a legit hack and someone was able to access their repositories. Maybe they there's like a lot of companies, they use their repositories are usually stored in a third party environment. I don't know about Twitch and Amazon where they store their stuff, but yeah, like source code gets stuck there sometimes. They have like SharePoints where a lot of important documents get stored, and it's only accessible for the company and the employees, and maybe through a VPN.
And not only that, it's limited access. It's usually it's just a handful just to have all that direct
Twitch
content.
says they were breached. That's what Twitch is saying.
Yeah, and somebody screwed them over. That's all. It was like, shit, we can't trust nobody. I think it was Jimmy in the mailroom. Fuck him.
I guess it just depends on how big the Twitch, aspect of everything is. If the source code is just small, I didn't take a look. But for example, obviously the Twitch stuff is stored in a separate place that the Amazon store stuff is stored. So, maybe it's just that consolidated to that because nothing else leaked other than the Twitch stuff.
Yeah. So, this is what the person who leaked it or posted it said. They said the leak is I'm reading this from The Verge. The leak is designed to foster more disruption and competition in online video streaming space. That's what they claim. So make of that what you... but who else is the competition? Fucking the Xbox One got shut
YouTube
down.
YouTube still has their YouTube.
Yeah, that's right.
No one uses it.
No one uses that shit. Yeah, Facebook gaming.
Facebook was doing it. Yeah, Facebook gaming.
I mean, Beam is gone or whatever Xbox said.
Yeah,
Microsoft.
What was that called?
Mixer.
That's right.
Mixer. Yeah, Beam was the.
That sounds like
that was the old
site.
Yeah.
Speed dating site. You want to go to Mixer? Yeah.
Remember when Ninja went to Mixer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure his bank account remembers also because he
got prepaid. He got paid just to go there.
Yeah,
just to go.
By the way, this is interesting. I'm reading some more of this. The leak is labeled as Part 1, suggesting there could be more to come. Video Games Chronicle reports that Twitch is aware of the breach, but the company has not yet informed its user base. They did eventually inform the user base. They did that. But yeah, what do you think about that? Like, there's another leak coming.
Well, I think it's probably the disclosures of partnerships, because this one, the financials were just based on donations and subscriptions. So Twitch also partners with people and then there's the whole thing with Dr. Disrespect and him suing Twitch.
Yeah,
Remember,
did they find
kicked him
out?
off the platform? But I mean, it's in litigation right now. But I mean, this next part could have what actually happened, because they were supposedly partnering with him and paying him, right? So they pay some streamers directly. So we don't see those financials, at least not yet. So that other part could be that that kind of financial disclosure.
Yeah. I'm reading this other report because I haven't had time to look into this too much. Twitch admits a hacker was able to access data that was mistakenly exposed to the internet, quote unquote, due to an error in a Twitch server configuration change that was subsequently addressed by malicious third party. So an accident, apparently. That's what Twitch is saying. Make it that what you will.
Yeah, that's an extreme happenstance. That's like, oh, the bank got robbed because somebody accidentally forgot to close the vault.
Yeah, we forgot to close the vault.
They just happened to walk in, and all the cameras were off too. How'd that happen?
Yeah, check this out. This is something you guys referenced earlier. There has been no indication that login credentials have been exposed. Okay, I don't know about that, bro. But yeah, you're right. That's a kind of bullshit excuse.
Yeah, it's like they apparently there was the perfect storm where there was a hacker that wanted to get this information and exploit it and give his whole diatribe on 4chan.
Yeah. And
there's also the compliance, whether it was intentional or not, from the Twitch side. So two things had to happen in order for this, according to what they're saying. Two perfect storm things had to happen in order for this to come into fruition. It just seems too much of a coincidence.
Yeah. Again, going back to the analogy Chris just gave, it's like the bank leaving the vault open at the same time that a bunch of robbers came through with a big fucking truck.
At the same time, Jesse James just happened to be in the neighborhood.
Exactly. It just so happened to happen at the same time. We're not talking about conspiracies here. We're just saying, I don't know about. I don't. Something smells funny here. That's all I'm going to say about
inside that. Job. That's all I'm saying. I still think inside.
Because that don't sound bad if it was an inside job,
Even if it's a third party
specifically.
But that's the thing. It could be even if it's a third party company that worked with, still someone on the inside, someone that they worked with said, fuck it, we could screw these guys over. I don't know if they got any financial gain from doing it, or if it was just like they said, to even the playing field to release that information.
Or maybe it was like a legitimate hack, some dude who didn't get enough acknowledgement from his favorite e-girl, he's mad at Twitch, like, all right, I'm gonna hack these motherfuckers, man.
I thought it was gonna have something
she don't acknowledge me,
Yeah.
But no, I think it's what you guys said. I think it's just like probably disgruntled employee, like, fuck these guys, man. Some crazy shit. So yeah, let's talk about the other big aspect that I was already alluding to. The money some of these guys make. It's funny because they showed like the top 10. I don't know any of these fucking people.
No.
But they make bank, and I do want to cover kind of both sides of it, because me personally, I'm like, okay, they make their money. I don't give a fuck, how much they make. That doesn't bother me. But some people were very, very upset that some of them are making millions of dollars and shit. My thing is like, and again, I'm not trying to defend these guys or whatever, but I'm like, you realize that they had to work hard to get to that
something
point,
right. They're not just lucky; they're doing something right, and they're connecting with the audience. So, on handouts.
Yeah, because basically, what people see is just what they see on the stream. Like, oh, this motherfucker's playing games, talking to people, he's making money. What about all the shit he does before that and afterwards to keep it going?
Most of them have a crew of people working for them. It's not a one-person project. They have people that are monitoring their social medias, all of them. Yeah, uploading all that shit.
Yeah, and like you said, Adam, one guy was making like $700,000 a month. A lot of that money probably goes to his crew to maintain the machine.
Maintain that and all the other stuff and promotions. I'm sure they do advertising to get on, get
the
noticed.
Front page and everything.
The front page, all that shit costs.
Yeah. So to me, I'm not even bothered by that. But some people are very upset, like, doctors and EMTs don't make as much money. It's like, but it's an entertainment. You can't compare a service to entertainment. You
can bitch about that with actors. People used to do that all the time. It's like, why is fucking one actor on this movie making $10 million while everybody else is making pennies? It's like, because he's a well-known actor, and he's got a following. He brings the heads into the theater. Same goes with this. These are obviously well-known streamers. They have, X amount of subscribers, and that brings a lot of people to the platform. So advertisers are going to be interested and be like, oh yeah, we will give you X amount of money, play your shit, because you got 5 million people watching right now. Not just 5 million subs, but active millions of people watching. Remember that PewDiePie was like that. He actually had millions of people watching at the same time. That's hard to do.
Yeah, and somebody brought this up on Twitter. I forget the newscaster's name. He's in memes and shit. I think his name is Green. You know what I'm talking about, that black dude kind of with the receding hairline and shit. So this dude, he averages about like 8 million views or something. He gets like $8 million. That guy's like well known. So if you have a Twitch streamer that gets the same amount of audience as this guy, why are you upset that they're making the same amount of money as a sportscaster or something? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Adam, it's like these guys get millions of fucking views. They're gonna make money. But here's the funny thing: some people are complaining. It's like, I'm like, okay, so you're complaining. You watch this guy. You have to watch an ad before you watch his videos. You probably give him bits, and you're surprised he makes money. Really?
Yeah.
That's why they do it. They're clearly making money. I mean, it's a lucrative business. You see that even on YouTube.
Yeah. No, you're right, and I think that's kind of the that people don't understand. It's like these guys are doing the same thing that traditional TV people have been doing. It's the same thing, and that's a good point. It's like, why, if you're going to complain about a Twitch streamer making like millions of dollars, complain about the actor making millions of dollars as well, because you know what I'm saying. It's the same basic thing.
It's the same thing. They're just entertainment. They're not athletes or anything. They're just people entertaining you, whether they're comedians or what have you. It's just the way it is. I think people just get jealous. Because they just
absolutely
they just find it baffling because they're working a regular job and they're like, shit, I'm not making anywhere near that, and that motherfucker just sitting in front of his computer over here cracking jokes, shooting people in the head in Call of Duty or Fortnite, and look at all this money. Yeah, but he's doing something right. He's connecting with an audience, and people are following him. They don't have to, but they're doing it. So there you go. He's getting paid for his services.
Yeah, but again, going back to the actor analogy, by that logic, you should be like, look at Tom Hanks. All he does is just pretend to be people. He gets millions of dollars. It's like,
it's the lie. Logic, all they do is lie all day long.
All day long, man. Yeah, it's like, come on, bro. I agree with you. A lot of that is just jealousy. Let's just be real here.
Jealousy. When I saw it, I wasn't jealous about it. I was just shocked. I knew that some of them made money, but like you said, I didn't know any of these motherfuckers in the top 10 list. And to see these numbers, I'm like, shit. Made me wonder, like, how many more out there that are just killing it financially that no one's heard of?
Yeah. It's interesting, man. Like, I mean, this is a different topic, but it's like, Adam, when you and I and Chris, we were younger and stuff, like culture kind of knew the same things, like even if you didn't watch Seinfeld, you knew what the fuck it was, right? But now we have so many different sectors. That's like, you could have people that are like Adam, like you said, millions of followers that you've never heard of, just because they fill a specific niche,
Well, a few weeks ago, we went to Target, and there was like this weird-looking egg-shaped thing, and my son runs over. He's like, "Oh, Ninja Kids!" I'm like, "What?" And my daughter was telling me, "He's like, oh, it's a YouTube channel. These kids, they're siblings, and they do like ninja moves, and they film it and stuff. They got a toy line at Target. I'm like, this is freaking crazy." And then I looked at it and said, X amount million subscribers.
Wild, man.
Yeah, and they got a toy line. So when people are like, oh, it's separate, it's just for fun. No, it's not. They are doing something right, that they got a toy line, not in just a dollar store. No, it's in Target on their shelves.
Yeah. So, we don't begrudge these people making their money because, again, they're working hard behind the scenes. You just don't see that, And that goes to kind of social media in general. Like, you see people like, like showing pictures of them on vacation or whatever. It's like they had to work hard to do shit like that, bro.
Buying houses and shit. There was one, I'm not going to give him any more credit because he gets enough, but there's one more. I've seen him from the beginning, from living in a one-bedroom apartment, moving to a condo, and now he's talking about he's just buying a new house that he's building from the ground up. I'm like, you must be killing it on YouTube because I'm watching you. You're balling.
That's it, man. All right. Anything else you guys want to say about the whole Twitch situation?
I'm just going down the list of like the like the top 100 people that got paid, and
Where's
I
Throwdown?
do.
Yeah, we're throwing
We're on
way
the
down.
third page. The third page.
the third page. Yeah, we're right page 300. You know.
Some of these names I do recognize, purely because I've heard of them, like Shroud. I
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
think they
Shroud.
do like Call of Duty
I
things.
don't know. I don't know who that
Because
is.
remember, Shroud is the one that went to Mixer. He was the second guy to follow after
Follow Ninja. Yeah.
Ninja. He does a
I
lot
know
of
that.
Call of Duty.
I think it's Maximilian Dude.
I know
he
him.
does
Yeah,
lots
I
of
know
fighting
him.
game stuff. I know
Yeah.
that much. Ninja's there because
Okay.
Yeah.
Ninja.
Well, Ninja.
Yeah.
was-
Ninja's there because Ninja.
yeah.
I can see Pokimane there because of course she's there, and Amaranth.
Amaranth. Yeah.
All I know is that she's a chick that did like the horse thing in the is it the Spider Gwen or the Silk outfit?
Silk, probably. I don't know. One of them. Spider Girls.
She did the horse thing.
Yeah.
And the only other one that I actually like know and I'm quite happy is there is Kit Boga. You guys may not have heard of him.
I've never heard of
basically, he does scam baiting. So basically, he pretends to be like a normal dude and gets scammed, and then scams the scammers. So
shit.
so in my
Is that
eyes,
the
he's
British
the
dude?
one. No.
No, there's another guy. I remember.
Yeah, Adam, I know who you're talking. He's
You
a
know what I'm talking
YouTuber.
about? Yeah, he's a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah. and
Yeah,
he does that.
he probably knows these guys. But yeah, he's like the only one that I think is respectable given what he does. Everyone else just plays games and whatnot. And the one thing that really gets to me is that this is just through Twitch. If you add up like all the affiliations, promotions, and all that stuff, they must making like maybe even twice that easily. And it's just like, okay, that's cool. Again, I'm not mad. They're making I'm quote unquote mad about one person being there for one good reason. Number 13, Mr. Hassan, whatever his name is.
Oh, Mr. Tax the Rich over there?
Yeah, Mr. Tax the Rich getting 2.8 million last year. It's like,
I thought you were talking about Hassan from Blue Box.
No.
He's making a killing with
He's
his
like,
fake
yeah,
games.
man, you know, shit. Let me make a fake game. I don't know who the Hassan you're referencing. But yeah,
you've probably seen the picture. Like he's the guy in a t-shirt that says "Tax the Rich."
yeah, I'm pretty sure if I see it, there's a lot.
He's
of
one of
people.
those guys.
Yeah, I
let's
know.
say.
you know. I gotta say this: out of all those people, the one I don't watch the streams, but I watch the YouTube stuff. Maximilian, he's really cool, man. Have you seen his intros? They're fucking dope. It's all animated. I'm like, he had to have a production studio to do this shit. You know, it is crazy. But he's a good dude, man. Very good fighting game content that he does. Also old school retro stuff. But most of the time, I when I look at a list like this, I feel like Seinfeld. You know, who are these people? You know?
Yeah, I think the top one was Critical Role. I think they do D&D stuff.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
No idea. One of the things I am fascinated to actually see is how this influences like the greater social sphere of things. Because now that it's out there in the open of just how much money these guys are making, quote unquote, playing games, then does that legitimize games further? Because again, it's like, hey, these guys aren't just making like $5 a month playing game. Like, no, they're making like serious money. Like, they're probably making more money than most other people. I mean, Scarlett Johansson's payout from the Disney thing was like 40 million. It's like, and Critical Role made a quarter of that in 1 year. So it's like, it's not small money anymore. This is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like these guys have probably been paid more than most rappers are, which is even
the most
more
musicians. Let's
fascinating.
just be real here. You know.
What do you think? What do you think Adam just did? He just went to go wake up his kid, and he's like, "Let's get the camera and let's go play Minecraft."
Listen, we're gonna get you on a Target shelf. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's it's a lot of money, man, for just playing video games, quote unquote.
But the thing, I don't like that because it's not just playing video games. You know, like you're promoting and social media and fucking businesses and shit. You know.
Yeah, that's why we say like quote unquote because again, like this is how like the other people will see it.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're
playing
right.
games, and like from their point of view, these guys are just playing games. Like, again, we all know that. Like a lot more stuff, but the guys on CNN, they say, "Oh, these guys are just playing video games." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So
it's just
Brian. I have a question
about
for you. You're the youngest guy here.
Wrong show.
So like, did you ever, have you heard the phrase like you're wasting your life playing video games?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I don't think that applies anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that applies anymore. Because look at these
That was-
dudes. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Because again, like this must put like all those arguments to bed at
Yeah,
least. Because then
it
it's like,
does.
yeah, like you're not wasting your life because again, some of these guys getting paid like millions, and even then, like if you're like, let's say, because oh damn, like the 100th guy is like 866,000, so that's
Yeah.
still quite high. So maybe like the top 1,000 gets, I don't know, 100,000 or something.
A month. Yeah.
That's still like a sizable chunk of change,
Yeah.
regardless. So again, I just really want to see like what the social impact is of this leak in terms of the financials are on people's perception on playing games now.
Yeah.
Like, is it finally just one of the things where like people can't say, oh yeah, it's not a waste of time, like those things I see on Twitch, no, on Twitter sometimes when people just tweet out saying, oh, if you play a game, then you're wasting time. It's like, well, these guys aren't. These guys making more money than that person will ever make in their life.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. You're on Twitter complaining about like people playing video games. Meanwhile, they're playing video games and making more bank than you'll ever make. So who's the real idiot here? It's just interesting. Again, it's just the world we live in, man. Different ways of making money. Influencers are, they are celebrities. I mean, they're not like. It's not like fucking Madonna or Tom Hanks walking down the block or something, but like the people that know them, and like you said, Brian, that kind of money is nothing to sneeze at, Yeah, I'll be interested to see those social implications. But again, dinosaur media, they're going to just be like, oh, they just play video games all day. Are they encouraging violence? Shit like that. Tom Brokaw ain't understanding that shit. Is he still alive, Tom Brokaw?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. He's still alive.
Yeah, Walter Cronkite. You
Yeah.
know what he's gonna say.
Yeah, you already know. I just realized I'm making all these old ass references. I could name a new actor, but I don't know these fucking people.
But everything changes. I remember back in the day when they're like, "Oh, you guys doing the talkies?"
Yeah, the
They're never
talkies,
gonna
yeah.
make any money, and that dominated. So this is just a new way to make money. But this goes back to when I was younger, and like, oh, you can't make money playing video games.
Exactly,
You got to
yeah.
get off your ass and do something. You sit in front of the computer, you can't make money doing
Yeah,
that.
Adam, when
Well,
you went to go tell your son about how you guys are going to make money, playing with toys on YouTube, we were just talking about that. We're saying like that kind of puts that old argument to bed. Like you can't say you're wasting your life. These motherfuckers, Ninja ain't wasting his life. Shroud ain't wasting his life. So I think it does put it to bed. Adam, but I'll ask you that: do you think like the larger like world will now like see video games as like a more viable thing than before because of just how much money these guys make?
I think a lot more outlets would definitely see it.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna hear the criticisms like, why did they make this much money? Who's giving them all this money? What kind of sponsors are they getting? This is ridiculous. Like you said, there's doctors or nurses that don't,
Yeah.
teachers don't even. There's always going to be that
Yeah.
comparison, which not that makes much sense because it's entertainment.
Yeah, it's entertainment, different.
It's like it's no different than, oh wow, there's a painting over here and that's $50, but there's a Picasso and that's thousands or whatever. What's so special about that Picasso? When he was around, no one gave a shit. Now he's dead, shit's worth a lot. It all varies. It's all on what you think it makes money and it's worth it.
No, you're right. And think about it. That's like going, oh, Michael Jordan, all he did was just play basketball. It's the same argument. It's just as stupid, Like he's playing basketball on a level most people can't play at, Just like a lot of these street streamers, like the normal person cannot be on stream 12 hours a fucking day. You need some kind of mental fortitude for that, Like this shit is real, but they just see like, oh, it's just video games, and that's that. Okay, it's just fake pretending. Then that's what acting is.
But even that doesn't even make more sense because whenever they show like the economy and how things are, the gaming industry makes a bunch of money. I mean,
What happened last year? Yeah.
And it makes more sense. Like even when we didn't have a pandemic, when you say, all right, what it costs like $10-12 to go see a movie. There you go, one off. There you go, $60 for a game.
Yeah.
So if you have 5 million people go see your movie, it's like, okay, there you go, that's a good amount. But if you have 5 million people that buy your game at $60 a pop, are you kidding me? That's serious money.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean,
It
gaming
makes
is
more money than the movie industry.
Yeah, it does. That's been like that for a while too,
Mm-hmm.
which is always funny. It's like gaming is stigmatized, yet it's the most lucrative entertainment field out there, yeah, bar none. Think about what is the highest selling piece of entertainment in history? GTA 5. I'm talking about compared to everything. It's the highest selling thing ever. So yeah, people again. I
That
think
was
it's
Christianity.
I don't think the Bible sold more than GTA 5.
I'm just
Oh,
I'm just
shit.
talking about the church in general.
But yeah, man, how profitable is the church? Fucking
Every Sunday, man, they get that bag.
yeah, and they give you the little crackers and shit too.
they
Some
crack
wine.
Some wine.
Or is that just Catholics?
I think that's like Catholics and Jesuits.
That's the only version of the church I know. It's like you go in there, you get your cracker, you get some wine, you're good. You get told you go to hell at the end of it.
Your tax benefits.
Exactly, man. This shit is crazy. All right, man. I think we covered it. Very interesting topic, which I'm pretty sure we're going to be covering more. And not just because we're also Twitch streamers. Oh no.
Well, I'm curious to see how the money compares to YouTubers that are doing the same content, the ones that haven't jumped ship to go to Twitch. Like,
I'm pretty sure it's equivalent, man.
You think so?
Yeah, I think all those they're all the same, man. All influencers, So I'm pretty sure those guys make good. I mean, how much PewDiePie? He was making stupid amount of money.
Yeah. Well, because he had the big sponsors. It wasn't so much from YouTube. Remember, he had the Disney deal.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I'm pretty sure YouTube guys are making super bank too.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's more, maybe I don't know, but it's to me, I kind of see them on the same, playing field as it were. All right, good stuff, man. Let's move on because we still got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. Believe it or not, we got to talk about the Switch, bro.
No.
Yeah. The Switch OLED, is it out yet, or it was just the reviews that came out?
No, it's out.
It's out. Okay,
so people are getting them by tomorrow.
Okay, so it's coming out tomorrow. So again, reviewers have been putting out their impressions and stuff, and something interesting has come to light. Apparently, the Switch OLED dock reportedly can output at 4K 60 FPS. Not the Switch OLED itself, not that. The dock, because it has a chip. It has a chip and has a HDMI 2.0. It's compliant with that. So this kind of leads some credence to the other report we talked about, how developers are making 4K games, or that can upscale to 4K. And Chris, didn't you say that if it wasn't for the Ronin and all that, we probably would have had the 4K this year?
I think you would have had two SKUs.
Yeah,
you would have had the Switch Pro. I mean, this the report. So I read the report real fast when he sent out the notes, and it said, "Oh, they're future-proofing it." I was like, "No, they didn't future-proof it. This was supposed to be the dock for two systems, right? This OLED system, and then a Switch Pro that would output at 4K 60, right?
Yeah.
That's why it's HDMI 2 compliant." And that hasn't happened. But watch, whenever that system happens, I told don't believe Nintendo. Like when they came out real fast. So no plans. Bullshit. That's always their tell. No plans. We have no plans. Bullshit. You had the plans. The plans got derailed, just like the rest of the world got derailed. But that it's coming. Like, you can't have 10 studios developing 4K games for you and say you have no plans to make a system. Like, well, those guys would be pretty pissed off. It's something you need to talk to them about. That thing is happening, and this dock was supposed to service both systems, because you only need to make one dock for both SKUs, even though the core of the two systems are different.
Yeah.
The dock would be the same, right? So that's why it's HDMI 2. So it's not like the article says future-proof. It's not future-proof, more that it was supposed to happen at the same time, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, I agree with your assessment on that. Obviously, this version of Switch can't take advantage of that, but kind of more evidence that we're probably going to get that 4K eventually. Probably, what is it? They say maybe next year? Like the end of next year? I think that's what they said.
Yeah, I think it's going to be holiday next year.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm not much more to say unless you guys have anything to say about this, but pretty interesting stuff. You know?
The only other thing I can think of is if this is just something that they got because that's what was available and they got it cheap and they didn't even bother checking if it had some other bells and whistles. They're like, all right, 2.0, well, 1.0 is well outdated, so I'm sure all the docs and stuff that that company or whoever their distributor supplier is, that's all they had. And they're like, oh, fuck, all right, whatever. We could use that. You know, we always talk about the prices of these things drop as the years go on.
Yeah.
So it could be just one of those things of, well, we told the manufacturer to make a new round of docks, and this is the boards that they used, and now it's built on the board. Yeah, it could do that. Doesn't mean it will do it.
Yeah. Hold on, I want to read a comment here. This is from Logic Wins. What's going on, brother? He goes,
yo.
whenever Breath of the Wild 2 launches, that's when the new Switch will launch.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, well,
interesting. You know my
yeah,
theory though, Chris. Breath of the Wild 2 is going to launch whenever the new Nintendo console launches. You know?
oh yeah, that it could be that. I don't know if it'll be delayed that much, but
Yeah.
here's the thing. They and Carlos pointed this out last time we talked about it.
Uh-oh.
Nintendo stock has been dropping this
Yeah.
year. And their investors are not happy, shareholders are not happy, and this news didn't help them. When the Bloomberg article came out, that they got a lot of questions. That's why they rushed to put out a statement saying that they had no plans for it because they have to keep pushing the OLED system. If you know a Pro system's coming out next year, there's no way you would cancel your pre-order in a second. Like, I don't need this shit. I'll wait till next year. So they need something in between there. Like, there's or mark it down. You got to have something,
Gotta have some.
and they need something before their fiscal year ends at the end of March next year. And I think they're going to push to have Breath of the Wild 2. That's the biggest title they're going to launch between now and next holiday.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. And then that will hold them over, right? That's going to be the headliner. They're going to push that game. They're going to promote the OLED system with it. There'll probably be a bundle. There'll probably be a custom OLED Switch with the change of Joy Cons to have Zelda theme on it and whatnot. And watch, they're going to push that just before the fiscal year ends to boost their numbers. And then for holiday, then when the supply chain kind of is more in their favor, then the Pro gets promoted and comes out. So the to wait all the way to holiday next year to put out Zelda, I think would kill them in terms of their investors and shareholders would start bailing. They're already selling off, so they can't wait. They can't wait another 14 months for things to pick up, right?
Yeah, no, you're right about that. Go ahead.
Their stock is down 20% since the year started, and it's down 17% a year from now, 12 months ago.
Shit.
And I mean, look, you'd be hard pressed to find a stock that's this big that went down a year ago from now till today, because we got the whole boost with after the Rona, we got that the relief packages, and pretty much everything went to the freaking moon, except for when Nintendo went up and then they just went all the way back down. So yeah, they're like Chris mentioned, they're the investors. If they can't keep the investors happy, they're gonna sell off. And if they sell off between now, like obviously, I think Nintendo thinks that the time before the Switch Pro gets announced until today, from today till it gets announced, is going to be a long period of time. So they're trying to appease the investors and the people who cover these things, like Bloomberg and Fox Business and CNBC. And it's like, hey, no, look, this is good. This is good press. Make sure to keep buying our stuff, and it's not working. And yeah, it doesn't look good for them, man.
Yeah, so
especially it doesn't look good for me.
Hey,
Yo, man,
better sell that shit off, junk ass stock, Brett, what's going on, man?
What's up, people?
All right.
So what's up?
Anything else we want to say about this topic?
Yours comes in tomorrow, right, Adam?
It was supposed to come Saturday, so I plan on doing a review with it too. So we'll see. But
nice.
yeah, it was
I'm not-
supposed to show up yesterday.
Yo, man, you gonna do them battery tests, man? See how much that shit lasts.
The battery, right? So that's
Yo, Adam,
yeah.
Yeah, right.
you be reviewing. You're reviewing a lot of stuff,
I
man.
got too much. I got a lot of shit. It's just you know what it is because so many things got delayed.
Yeah.
And then they got pushed, and then when they all come out, it's all at the same time. There was shit that I didn't even realize was coming, and it was like, oh, here's this code. And after I was like, this was supposed to be like 2 months ago. I was like, yeah, but that got delayed. So now it's just like everything spewing on top, but it's all right. I just gotta hustle.
There you go, man. Get it done. Get her done. Remember that shit?
Yep.
Get her done. All right, man. I guess Brett showed up at the right time because we're gonna talk about Jim Ryan right now.
Oh,
Talk about your boy, man.
Oh shit! Don't you call him my boy?
Yeah. Interesting stuff though. It's not. He didn't say anything controversial. It's something interesting. So he was doing an interview. I don't know who it was with. It's called GI Live London. I don't know what that is. And during the interview, he said that he would love. He says he's very proud of the fact that PlayStation games sell so much, but he would love it more. And they're trying to make it so that their games don't just reach tens of millions of people; that they reach hundreds of millions of people. He doesn't say it, but I'm like, the only way you could reach hundreds of millions of people is mobile and streaming and shit. So is this what Sony's thinking right now? Like going the Xbox route where they're like, fuck it, put it on everything. Here's the thing. I expected Sony to be doing this already, but it seems like now they're going to make more of a push for it. So yeah, what do you guys make of that statement that he wants hundreds of millions of people to enjoy PlayStation games? Again, you can't do that with consoles. Cannot do that with consoles. It has to be with streaming and mobile and all of this stuff, So
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brian. You go first.
Microsoft and Nintendo did it first.
Yeah, that's right.
Microsoft put their games on PC. Nintendo they did for a brief second, put the games on mobile. So I'm not surprised. This is what Sony does. Everyone else does the innovation. Sony just sees it and says, I want a piece of that pie, and then just jumps in. I mean, that's why we got the PSP, like they seen the DS and like, I want a piece of that pie, let's jump in. They did it with the Move, it's like, oh, the Wii stuff is doing well, let's jump in,
No,
So,
you're 100% right.
Again, I'm not surprised. And
I wouldn't say jump in. I'm more like dip their toes.
Well, they went in for it, They seen the lucrative business going on and they said, I want a piece of that. And then they went in there. VR was getting like real popular, and then they're like, oh, Facebook is buying some VR stuff. Okay, you know what? I want a piece of that. Let's make the VR thing. But yeah, again, I'm not surprised, and I wouldn't say that I seen it coming, but I had an idea that this is what they should be doing in the first place because that's where the money is. And if you're a business, then business 101 is make money. That's regardless. So put your games on more systems, you make more money. It's logical.
Yeah. And Mr. Jim Ryan is all about that money, I saw some people on Twitter kind of upset about this, but I'm like, so you love PlayStation, but you don't want more PlayStation games on more places. It's
Hundreds
weird.
of millions, though?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, that's what Microsoft's trying to do, That's what they're
I don't
trying
think
to do.
Microsoft's trying to get hundreds of millions of people.
Actually,
bro.
no. Actually, to be specific, they said they want 1 billion people.
A billion people across what, like
The entire planet.
like it just as Xbox customers or like be able to like. I don't know.
Subscribe to Xbox. Yeah, subscribe to Game Pass and all that. Yeah, exactly.
An ecosystem, I can kind of get that, especially if the whole ecosystem is like, that's like something like, oh, I want 1,000 people to have Google Fiber or 1 million people to have Google Fiber. Okay, sure, yeah, I kind of get that. But man, like any of these games, they're trying to, they want to be able to get into this category. I mean, by definition, a game that appeals to that many people is going to be kind of fucking awful, right? Because at a certain point, you hit point of lowest common denomination, and the only game that you're going to get, 100 million people to play is fucking Flappy Bird.
Yeah. No, okay. Just so we're on the same page here. So you're not really like you're not saying like that's an impossible number of people to get. You're saying that the quality of the games are gonna be shit. Because if you're saying that, I agree. I 100%. It's gonna be fucking in Uncharted: The Endless Runner or something, you know. And Brad, you said this yourself. You try to get one of your customers to play the Switch, and he's like, "No, I'll rather play my phone games." You know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, I agree with you. So it's like, and that's a good point to bring up. It's like, okay, if you want to reach that many people, you gotta have the most dumbed down games possible. Because that's what you see in the mobile space. These simple little clicky games, you know. So yeah, I don't know. So what is Sony gonna do? And I guess Microsoft too, because again, they're, you know, Phil Spencer said we want to reach billions of people on mobile platforms. So are we gonna get like dumbed down versions of their actual games? Like,
I think a service is a bit different than trying to say like, oh, and I know it's saying, you know, the audience for the service and an audience for the game, they're the same thing. I mean, they're kind of not. If Microsoft casts a wide enough net, like you could be bringing a whole bunch of people in there for just, you know, media. You know, think of what the old Xbox promised. You know, it could become kind of a hub, especially today in today's day and age of streaming and everything like that. Like, it could become a hub. You could have a whole lot of people have it, you know, just to hook on, you know, all their streaming platforms through, and then have, you know, video game streaming platform on there. Like, casual customers for the entire service, I understand they can buy a Flappy Bird or Plants vs Zombies or whatever like that, but it's not trying to get a game to be that, or a game as a service to be that way, like, you know, Fortnite is trying to be. Because, you know, like I said, the only way to get one game or one series of games under that, you know, big of an audience is to just have nothing there. But to a lesser extent, it still applies to a service. But I think that's like saying, like, oh, well, I want to get 100 million people to watch a movie, or I want 100 million people to watch my movie. Well, get 100 million people to watch a movie, not unheard of. Get 100 million people to watch your movie, that's a little bit more difficult.
yeah, no, I agree, and that's why I'm like, to me, I think he skirted around the obvious. I'm like, if you want to reach that many people, you're gonna have to make a PlayStation app, like an Xbox app. You can't just put individual games. It's like the only way to do that is what Xbox is doing. Have an Xbox app on phones. You need a PlayStation app on phones. That's the only way I see it happening.
I don't think that's not the kind of number you throw out after you've just done your research and crunched the numbers. That's a sensational number you throw out to dazzle idea to share. Like, you want to get $1 billion, eh? Whoa, okay. Yeah. $1 billion sounds like a big number. You'd be pretty successful if you did that. Because, I mean, just because, you know, they're talking to investors aren't that smart. They're not generally the most well-educated people. It's not the people that are hardcore into the video game industry that are going to be investing in the video game industry. For the most part, it's just people who heard something from their kid or their nephew or what have you, and they're like, "Well, Nintendo's hot this year." So I don't know, man.
Yeah. But I understand their logic though. They're like, hey, there are billions of phones out there. If we get our app on there and people download the app, we're gonna have billions of customers. I know it's simple, but that's literally how they think, you know?
And that makes sense for an app store, right? Or a service. You know, if you're doing Signal or WhatsApp and you're like, man, we got 1 million users, it's like, yeah, because people are going to use that from all different walks of life for all different reasons. You know, if you did like a video hosting service, got 1 million people, okay, well, that's going to be way easier than getting people to 1 million people to subscribe to Netflix. It's easier when you're not trying to go one specific direction. The problem we run into the problem is when you're trying to pigeonhole. Okay, I need this one product to make everybody happy. All you're going to do is get this one product to offend as few people as possible. Actually, I kind of went on a side on a rant about this just the other day. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but the long and short of it is, I see a lot of companies basically having a very short-term approach to their customers, right? You know, our legacy customers, they'll just fucking bend over and take it, and then we'll get all these new other customers and everything like this. They seem to be forgetting a very critical thing of not all customers are created equal. And not even talking about some people are louder on the internet than others. I'm talking about every once in a while, when you have any kind of business, you get somebody who's very passionate about the thing that you're doing. And if you can bring them to your side, you have yourself an evangelist. And these evangelists are the ones that'll go up and down the street, tell everybody. And I'm not even talking about the 10-to-1, 1-to-10 rule, where you have to make 10 happy customers to say one thing or one unhappy customer to tell 10 friends. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about those of us that are here old enough to remember it. Like, entire fandoms used to be carried by the very hardcore interior crowd of people, right? Like, these were the things that kept these franchises fucking afloat. And they were worried about what their fans thought, because these are the people that were out saying their names. These are the people that were getting other people into the franchise and trying things. These are your key players out there, right? They're the ones on the street corner screaming your name. But nobody's focusing on these guys anymore. Nobody's focusing on getting their most valued customers an excellent experience. So they'll tell others, because we haven't been rewarding that kind of behavior for a while. This, I think, is the end result. Is to just have a race towards the mediocre. Because who the fuck cares what the fans think? Nobody's going to fucking listen to them. We're not going to listen to them. I mean, God knows fans never have any idea of what's going to make a franchise successful. So yeah, I view this as the natural conclusion, man, of cool, so we're just all like, we all can't decide what to eat, so we're just going to be eating oatmeal for the rest of everybody's natural lives. Fuck, awesome, cool, guys.
Yeah.
Love oatmeal.
Yeah, no, it's going to be...
Nobody loves oatmeal. Everybody just doesn't hate oatmeal.
No, I hate oatmeal.
I eat oatmeal
Fuck
every
oatmeal.
day.
I don't like that shit.
No joke. I eat oatmeal every day.
No, fuck that. That was one of those foods when I was like old enough. I was like, yo, mom, I'm not eating this shit no more. Like, fuck. Did she ever make you albana? Albana? I didn't like that either,
With the cinnamon?
Yeah, no, I don't like that shit either, man.
Oh, my Lord.
That's also why I don't like when I had grits and shit. Carlos, you were there. I was like, it's just like oatmeal. Fuck this shit, No,
grits are, and I know this sounds dumb, grittier than you'd expect, even with a name like grits.
Yeah. No, they are, but it's still the same thing. It's this sludge,
It's because the one that we got, like, it wasn't mixed with anything. It was just pure grits. It didn't have any like seasoning on it. It wasn't mixed with anything. It was just pure grits, and it's really bland.
But the thing is, the flavor wasn't my problem. It's the texture. It's just sludge, It's like, why give me some real food? What the fuck is this shit? It's like gruel, basically, May I have some more? That type of shit. Like, I'm not in prison. I'm not going to eat this stuff, Anyway, we just got off on a tangent, but Brett, unfortunately, that's kind of where these companies want to go. It's like, fuck the hardcore dudes. Let's service the biggest crowd we possibly can and maximize profits. But, as you've seen, generally people just want these simple little clicky games, and that's it. Barry Burns said puts a pineapple. I don't really throw that in the trash. All right, man. So let's see what happens with both Jim Ryan and Phil Spencer's, because Phil Spencer was like, wait, there are billions of people. Why can't we reach them?
Well, here's the thing. I think with xCloud, they're just offering the same type of game experience, but putting it on mobile platforms.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jim Ryan is talking about that or talking about what Nintendo's doing with, like, we'll make mobile games.
Yeah.
They'll have
Rush,
this
Mario Rush.
Yeah, they're not putting the exact experience on mobile, so it's hard to know what he's talking about.
Right.
But I think that what Phil is talking about is more of a winning strategy, where it's like, hey, we're giving you the same Xbox experience. You just don't need an Xbox to play it, but you'll figure it out. Like, you put on mobile screen and you have your Gears and whatever. It's Gears of War. It's not Gears of Mobile or some shit. Yeah. It's real thing, right? Now, if Jim Ryan is like, oh, God of War Ragnarok, it's the same experience, then okay, that you're talking about a different thing. But if you're gonna have God of War mobile, no, fuck that,
Fuck that shit.
That's where I think it's a failing strategy. And if you focus more, put more energy on that than your hardcore audience and your system, then that's a failing strategy.
Yeah, they don't want that shit.
They'll
see it as a cash grab. That's all it is.
There is no faster way for me to lose interest in anything when you say mobile. That's when I'm like, I'm good. Yeah. I'm good. Like, today I saw somebody talk about Tales of something. I'm like, I've never heard of this Tales of game. I look it up. It says Tales of blah blah is a mobile only. I went to the next page.
Yeah, you're like done.
That's it. Don't care.
I think that I'm in that boat with that one, and anything that just says PvP.
Oh yeah,
If
definitely.
if this is just all PvP, like when I saw the Ubisoft, I don't know if that's on your list.
Oh
It's
yes,
the notes.
as a matter of fact, that
All right, so I
we're going right into it. We're going right into it because that's literally the next topic right now. Because I threw it here specifically for you, man.
Yeah, I got hyped. I sent it out. I tweeted. I was like, "Yo, everybody, jump in live show!" And people were like, "What is this fake news shit?" I'm like, "Not fake. This is a real anniversary for Ghost Recon." Nobody knew about it. They didn't really hype this shit up.
Yeah, so we got Ghost Recon, and I had to make sure I spelt this correctly because it's called Frontline.
Frontline.
I was gonna, because I almost misspelled it, Fortnite, because that's what it is. It's a battle royale game.
Well, actually, what it is, it's more of the Dark Zone from which was the Division.
Really?
Because it's the same thing of getting your loot, calling in for an extract, and then once that happens, everybody else knows that the chopper's coming to take your shit out, and then they can attack you and then take the supplies from you. Same thing from like the Dark Zone. It's all that.
Yeah.
It's just not contaminated. It's just grabbing your items and then trying to get them out, and it's in first person, and it's only PvP. That pissed me off. When I first saw it, I'm like, "Oh, this is cool." They're going back to the old school way, or when it was Ghost Recon was with first person, and then they were like, "Oh no, you can play online, and it's just against other players," and I'm like, "Ah." That's not what I want. That's not the experience I want. Fine, you could have PvP, but have that as another mode. Don't just say this is all it is. So that's what we have to look forward to, and I'm not looking forward to it. Besides, we got Wildlands. It's the DLC that was out. It's free for, I guess, a limited time. They didn't say it was permanent, but if you're on consoles and you want some of that DLC stuff, it's there, and it's free. Also with Breakpoint, as you know, we fell off that real early.
That's what we call it now.
Yeah, Breakpoint, damn right. Because how could you ship a game? The whole franchise was built around squad based and just strategizing and sending your team members to flank and do the whole thing, and then you remove all the AI team members right off the bat. That was the dumbest thing. I'm like, oh, it'll be there post launch, aka a year later. So they came out a year later, and then I watched some videos of people playing it, and it was buggy as hell. It was like trying to give commands, guys bumping into the walls and shit, not being able to really understand that you're pointing to the side of the wall to take cover. But apparently they fixed that. They also changed the difficulty levels, so you can have a different difficulty level compared to other people in the group. And I was like, all right, I didn't know that was an issue, but apparently that was. People were looking for that. And it made a few other adjustments to it. But, there is some DLC that Breakpoint had, and it's free also for a limited time. So you can go grab that, and that was cool. I was like, okay. And then we got I think the original Ghost Recon is free through Uplay. So if you go in there, you can go and you can download that game for free. But then, yeah, they were like, oh, we got one more surprise. I'm like, oh, this is it. This is it. And it looked like it. First person, running around, and shooting, got the whole vibe going on with the squad. And it was like a PvP only experience. And I, just like you with the whole mobile, I was about to just flip the channel and put the bullshit. I was like, come on, there's got to be more to it. Nope. And then when I saw the gameplay, because I was thinking the same thing, like, oh, it's a Fortnite, it's going to be one of those battle royale. Nope, it's just the Dark Zone. They're doing the same Dark Zone thing of just grabbing items, then going to extract points, calling for an extract, but all the other teams know. I think they said it was like over 60 people can play in this, so it's like all-out combat. Everybody's shooting at each other, and they can pick up your items if you die, or your team member can pick them up. Same type of thing that we played in the Dark Zone. Same shit.
Oh, check this out. So I'm reading this from a PC Gamer. The flagship mode in Frontline called Expedition will see 102 players in teams of 3 working to complete objectives, gather intel, defend it from opposing players, and then escape from the map. So, yeah, that sounds like the extraction point, like you said.
Yeah. So that's even more people. I thought it was just 60. I know they said 60.
So what's 102 divided by 3?
A lot.
A lot, but, yeah. There's a lot of motherfuckers.
But yeah, that's still more than the number that I had. But yeah, I'm just not into that.
34.
34, all right.
But that's just not my thing. I don't know about anybody else here. But
fuck that shit.
If it's an option, that's fine. But if that's it, if you're not really giving us the official, Ghost Recon experience, and that you're just gonna spit this one out. Now, what I kept thinking, I was like, shit, this sounds a lot like that other game, that first person shooter game that they announced is coming out. Remember, the Ubisoft showed off at E3. Same thing, first person running around. You got colorful characters, and you're shooting, and you're doing all this stuff. I forgot what it was called, but that's also coming out, and I think that's also coming to mobile as well. But it looks like in the same vein with that whole thing, the gameplay was.
Yeah, no, this thing, like, when I was reading about it, because I didn't see the video, had two acronyms that are like just poison to me. F2P, right? Free to play. We don't like that. And then P, like you said, PvP. I'm like, we're good. We're good. Don't need to play this.
Yeah, not interested.
Yeah,
very disappointed. I mean, it's cool that they get all the goodies. So people, if you didn't know, go get the goodies. That's free. But for this shit, come on now. Now, I actually do want to go back and once I clear up all the stuff that I have to do and just free play, I want to play Breakpoint and try it out with these AI guys and see if they're any good. Maybe I'll put some more time into it. But that always pissed me off that I had to go and play with people. And I told you a story with Richard Bailey Jr., my editor chief over at the Coalition. We were playing it, and he went one route, I went another. I'm like, okay, I'm looking for a boat, and he was looking for something, and then he went real quiet. And then I heard snoring. He fell asleep. He just wandered off. And I'm like, where are you? And he said, I'm like, he got so bored and lost that he just fell asleep playing this shit.
That's hilarious.
And then I just disconnect. And then he called me up. He's like, oh, what happened? We lost connection. I was like,
you lost connection to consciousness, motherfucker.
I was like, you fell asleep. And I wish he's on camera because I've never seen anyone fall asleep playing a game before.
Yeah,
like, with a controller, how was he doing it? Like,
I don't know.
And then he's like, oh.
That's how you know it was boring, man.
Yeah, it was so bad. It was so bad.
That's hilarious. All right, man. See, Adam, I threw that story specifically for you, man.
Yeah. Because I love all those games. I love Ubisoft games. I love Ghost Recon, Division, of course. And it was just disappointing. I was really hoping for a proper version, or at least to hear some ports coming to the Switch. I love my Switch. And I figured that'd be cool. They can do some of those. Come on now. You can't port some 360 PS3 versions over? You can do that shit. The Switch can handle that much.
I don't have it in the docket here, but they're bringing the Kingdom Hearts games to the Switch streaming.
Nope.
Yeah,
go ahead and check it out over at the Coalition. We got some reviews of testing the streaming version. That shit's laggy as hell.
Oh,
Every single one got some issues.
Wow.
Haven't played one perfect streaming game to the Switch.
And I'm like, the PS2 games. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's connections in the server and the performance and the buffering. There's a lot of that because it has to cache some of that in the console.
Yeah.
And it's probably just not enough memory onboard RAM.
I mean, like I said, they were testing that in Japan with RE7. They wanted to stream it to the Switch, and it didn't. It didn't work out with their internet.
And they got some other service over there.
Yeah. So I'm surprised they're even trying that here.
Yeah, I don't get it. And by the way, since we kind of touched on it, we're, I think Brett is the only one that's kind of mildly interested in Smash Brothers, but that's why we didn't talk about the big news, Brett, do you care about Sora in Smash Brothers?
You know what that is?
Does anybody care about Sora in Smash
The motherfuckers on Twitter did holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's the character from Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
kid. Yeah.
That's the boy. The boy's name is Sora?
Yeah.
I mean, I see all the backlash, and I'm like,
there is no backlash. It was praise. It was like motherfuckers were going crazy. They were crying and shit.
I saw some backlash and shit.
No, I didn't see that. So anyway, what happened with the backlash? I didn't see that. I saw nothing but praise.
Dude, you sent me the one tweet of the dude who quote unquote wrecked his rig because he was upset about.
Oh yeah, that was the one dude though. Like he was like the outlier. Everybody else was like crying and like, oh my god, I've been waiting my entire life for this shit like that.
No. I've seen people that were against it, and if I had to pick one of the two camps, I'm closer to it because I'll be honest. I'm gonna say something controversial.
Uh-oh.
I don't like Kingdom Hearts. Never will.
I don't know anybody here likes it.
Manny loves.
He's not here right now, so we
doesn't he have like a Kingdom Hearts thing on his booth?
I believe he does. Yeah, like Brett, you feel more strongly about Kingdom Hearts than I do. I just don't care about the franchise. Like I'm like,
I mean, I just never. I mean, it. And I will fully admit, this is me. All right, I'm not even putting this down on Kingdom Hearts because honestly, I couldn't tell you if it was a good game or if it wasn't. Normally, I'm like, not my thing. But kudos. I can't tell you because it came out right in that spot where I was just too fucking old for Disney movies. I was too fucking cool for Disney movies, but not old enough that Disney movies were cool again. Remember that phase?
I just never cared about Kingdom Hearts or Disney like that, to be honest. You know.
Yeah, I was like, I'm 17. I don't really care about Goofy. It's not my thing.
What's weird is like, I could see the backlash just because this was supposed to be Sakurai's last Smash Brothers update. Like, there is no more updates. This was like the peak update. Like the character that was going to change everything, and it's like Sora from Kingdom Hearts. No, they always like, oh, Mr. Sakurai's going to announce this or whatever, and an announcement of an announcement. But this was like the announcement of the last announcement for this game, you know. So people, I guess some people were expecting like, oh, it's going to be a big deal. Like maybe they introduce a whole new character or original character or somebody requested.
Dante,
But no.
so people wanted Dante. They thought maybe that was going to be a thing.
Yeah, but no, it's Sora.
Yeah, no, people again on my timeline were like losing their minds. They were so fucking happy.
Yeah,
Like,
I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that shit. I was like, really?
Like, well,
Okay.
you know. Meanwhile, there's something else I got in the docket later. I made me go crazy. Nobody else gave a fuck. That's just how it goes, you know.
I mean, Tony, I think for you to be like, hey, look, they put Solid Snake in, or
but they have him in there already. He's already in there.
I know. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
he's
saying.
been
When they
there,
put Solid Snake in, or when they put Cloud in, like
Yeah, I didn't go crazy. I was like, it's still Smash Brothers. That's the problem, you know.
Well, I mean, let's be honest.
It's still Smash Brothers, you know.
Yeah, well, we were excited about it. That's as much as we can get excited. You weren't excited at all. You didn't give it. Yeah, you never cared about Smash Bros.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I never cared about Smash Brothers. So when I heard about Snake, I'm like, why? You know?
That's just you're a fighting game elitist.
Yeah, exactly. I will fully admit that. You know, if it's not in the Street Fighter or Virtua Fighter vein, then I'm like, no, I'm not trying to play that shit. You know?
No, I don't mean that in like a fuck you kind of way. Like everybody's a snob about certain things.
This is true. This is true.
Like you're allowed to be that, but like I'm in the other camp where I'm like, yeah, man, I like brawlers. They're not exactly fighting games. They're a slightly different genre. But
see, I could rock with that, Brett. You're calling it a brawler. I'm cool with that. You know?
Yeah, okay. I mean, brawl is like a subsect of fighting game. It's definitely simpler, but
it's like a wyvern compared. It's like a wyvern compared to a dragon. It's the same family, but not the same thing. You know?
Yeah. Well, I kind of compare Smash Brothers, weirdly enough, like to like a Souls kind of thing. Like, you know, you play Souls, you're like, all right, so I have what, 2 moves? Yeah, okay, so this game's gonna be simple.
God damn it, Brett.
What? Sorry, Brian.
Why is everything just somehow a Souls game in everything?
No. I'm not saying it is Souls game. I'm saying like how you think when you play a Souls game, you're like 2 buttons. This is gonna be a cakewalk. Well, yeah, there are only a couple of buttons and a handful of moves, but that's not the thing that makes it difficult.
Do you think when you play Smash?
No.
You have to strategize in some way.
I mean, a little bit, yeah, but like generally, you just kind of like let your brain go blank and embrace the glow.
And the glow, Adam, you already know, man. Leroy. All right, man. Move on.
Leroy. No, remember when you got the glow? What's up with that? How come we haven't gotten any of those toys or
I think that's too niche, you know.
Come on now, show enough.
Weren't they supposed to make that a TV series? Like kind of.
That was the plan. He had talked about. He wanted a TV series. Then they were like, "I'll make a movie." And
yeah, because
a whole bunch of things.
Because after Cobra Kai blew up, you know, people were talking about, hey, we should make a Last Dragon show, but I guess that never happened. That would I'd watch that shit.
I'll look it up. I'll see. Maybe.
Like, have you seen the dude? He's still buff. You know.
Yeah. He was a wrestler in WCW for a little bit.
Oh shit! Good for him, man. All right, man. Let's move on. Next story here. This one's kind of interesting. So Capcom says that it plans to shift its focus to PC software in the future. I want to know what brought that.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. You know, it says as reported. I'm reading from IGN. As reported by VGC, Sugimoto was speaking to Nikkei and shared that the success of its PC software has been driving global sales, and that he thinks PCs will be the next big thing after smartphones. Okay. I don't know about that statement.
Yeah, it's a weird. You know what I think everybody's gonna want to do with their mobile computer device is just not have it mobile anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so it says we have recently stated that we will make the PC our main platform. At this year's Tokyo Game Show, we focus on exhibiting the PC version of Monster Hunter Rise, and I think people will be able to experience the change in our approach. The pandemic is changing the way people look at PCs. Smartphones are convenient, but their screens are small and their touch panels are difficult to operate, so they are not suitable for home working or school classes. I think PCs will be the next big thing after smartphones. I mean, smartphones are expensive, but if you want a good gaming PC, you got to spend money, bro.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen.
You know?
Yeah, that's my thing. I was not to go off the rails at all, but like, man, I was just thinking about this when I was working out in the yard the day before yesterday, because someone on this panel just dropped a fuckload for a godlike PC.
This is true.
And this works for him because of his his job and his situation and scenarios. But I really got to think. I was like, man, being a hardcore PC gamer is honestly getting unfeasibly expensive at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just, honestly, it's, people are like, oh, I can't justify $600 on a system. Like, yeah, but I mean, justify $3,000 on a PC.
Yeah, I was about to say, probably. By the way, full disclosure, I just bought a new gaming PC. The shit almost cost $4,000 thanks to New York taxes.
And most of that money goes to the video card.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say unfeasibly overpriced or expensive. I would say feasibly expensive.
Feasibly expensive, but Brad, you bring up a good point. It's like, what is $600 or $500 for a console compared to a PC? So you're 100% right about that.
Yeah, I guess the way I should put it is it's prohibitive to a large majority of the audience.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I find this statement weird. I'm like, so how is PC gaming supposed to get bigger when you got to spend thousands of dollars for a really good system? Like, you don't want some like bodunk shit. You want some good stuff. Otherwise, what the fuck's the point of PC gaming? That's the way I see it. I know some dudes like, oh, I game on PC for the customization, for the sales. That's great. I'm in it for the hardcore graphics,
Right.
Like, that's the whole point. Yeah.
But then that's the whole joy of it. Like, people are in it for different reasons, and you can be in it for different reasons. Whereas with consoles, there's only one reason to be in it, and for the most part is it just has the games, and that's it.
PC's a PC, consoles are toys.
Like, you don't see people like saying, "Oh, I buy a console because I get great graphics." Like, no one really says that because
tell that to I was about to say something. I gotta be careful. Some people do say that though. Some people do say that.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact, I remember back in the day, yo, man, about the Super Nintendo over the Genesis, it looks better. This shit's been going on forever.
But they're not saying that. Yeah, I'm going to buy a console because it pushes the realm of graphics and what's possible.
Oh yeah,
I'm buying a console because it has games that explore ideas and themes that I've never seen before. Like,
I call bullshit, Brian. You're telling me somebody didn't get a PC. There's nobody out there who got a PC because, quote, 30 frames is trash. You don't think anybody out there was of that opinion?
I'm pretty sure there was a few.
A few. All right, bro. Oh man, there's a reason the PCMR exists. You don't see the console guys calling themselves the PlayStation Master Race. They call themselves after mythological animals. But that's a whole other story.
The Pegasus Nation.
shout out to the Pegasus Nation, man. Do your thing, guys. Do your thing. Sell your merch. Anyway,
I'm sorry, but like there are some short bus riding dudes over there. I've seen what they said. I am sorry, but there's not much great matter going on there.
All right. We will not speak about of other content creators. So anyway, go on, Brian.
Yeah. Again, like. This is why people game on PC, because you can do so many things with it. It's not just a one-trick pony. Funny. I did not even see that one coming. That's the best part.
You're getting my traits. You're like me, man. You're like me, dude. I say shit without even knowing it. Yeah. Brian's a clever motherfucker, man. Anyway, go on, bro.
Yeah, again, you just can do all these different things. Like, yeah, some people will get it because they want to mod games and like put weird anime titties in everything because that's a thing. Some people just want to say, hey, you know what? I like this game, but it needs a glow up. So hence they go in, they mod the crap out of it. Like, have you seen GTA 5 modded? That shit looks stupidly insane. Like, even GTA 4 modded is like surprisingly good. And that's what some people want to do. There are some guys on PC who don't even care about AAA games at all. All they want to do is just play like some indie games and that's it. You know, some people just like the convenience of, okay, you know what, I can play the game, I can stream it, I can chat to people all on the one device. I don't need anything else. And if on Switch stuff, it's not that bad. So, again, there's some people who just want to play the games on the highest graphics, look at everything maxed out as possible. Again, the PC allows you to do that because there are different people with different tastes, and they all can do whatever they want on their PC, and that's the joy. And I think Capcom's statement is the idea of like, hey, this is a market that we've not really tapped into yet. It's just been like a second thought because for the most part, their games have just been, okay, it's console, but then port to PC, and that's the end of that. But now it seems like they're seeing, hey, you know what? We have great sales on PC. PC pushes like quite a lot of our sales going through. And because they've probably started putting the games on PC, they've seen sales increase on PC, which is natural. So hence they're saying, hey, like our PC sales have increased and they're getting substantial. Let's start focusing on PC since that's where the increase of sales is coming from. So hence I just see it as like, okay, Capcom are just seeing where the money is, and the money is the money is increasing faster on PC than it is on console. That's what I think is happening.
Yeah, because obviously PC gaming is still growing, despite all the bullshit with the graphics cards. You can't get them, you know. It's still growing, and I think Capcom's seen that. I just question the statement about PCs overcoming or lapping, mobile. I'm like, I don't know about that, bro.
In terms of like, it depends on what you want to call, a gamer. If you're trying to make a real gaming experience, and that's very no true Scotsman, but if you're trying to make a real gaming experience, like, you can't really do it on a mobile the way you can on a PC, man. That's how it is.
Yeah.
And also, I want to remind you, even if people can't find the video card they want, this is a PC. They find a video card that they can use in the meantime. So while it's difficult finding the exact everything that you want without paying a lot for it, there's no PC shortage.
Yeah, that is true. And
this is actually quite funny. I kind of disagree with Brett there. Like, again, I'm strictly talking about just the new market, but it's difficult to find any graphics cards in general. Because again, most of the third series are just sold out everywhere, and it's quite hard to actually find one in due time. Like maybe they sell it in 5-10 minutes. Yeah. The 20 series, for the most part, is not being sold anymore because the third series exists and there's probably no more stock. And everything before that is just non-existent. So the only real way to get it is secondhand, which for the most part, I generally don't go there. So I don't know how that market is. It may be better, but I don't check. But knowing them, prices will be stupidly high because everything's stupidly priced stupidly high.
Just to illustrate a point both you guys made, last year was the first, and I don't know if it was because of the Rona, that was the first time in my life, and correct me if I'm wrong about this, where I saw dudes lining up in front of stores for graphics cards. I've never seen that before, right? So to me, I'm like, that shows you how up their PC's getting now, So again, I don't think Capcom is like crazy for like focusing on PC. Again, I just take a little bit of umbrage with the saying, "Oh, this is going to be bigger than mobile." I don't know about that, But PC's, it definitely getting up there. But like Brett also said, you want a really good PC, you got to spend a little bit of something. What would have been a small fortune like 20 years ago,
Capcom necessarily, they could aim for. If you know that this is the market right now, the smart move is to try and make your game run on as many legacy chips as possible.
Yeah.
Basically find a way to be able to condense and streamline it so it's not crushing people's video cards. They can play the games they want until they get the cards that they want. I think it's just as simple as that, man.
have a question for you guys. And,
Why
maybe
is
it's not too stupid of a question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. How does the Steam Deck figure into this, if at all?
Steam Deck is the fucking answer to, a low bar.
That's why I'm asking the question. Because I'm like, hold on, if you can't afford $3,000 fucking dollars, like you buy even the most expensive one is like what, $1,200? That's not too bad,
600.
Yeah,
It's 600.
Yeah, that's the minimum. I'm talking about the top end one.
No, that is the top end.
600.
What?
Remember 400 for the Steam Deck.
I thought the Ultra one was like $1,200.
No.
Wow. Okay, so that's proving my point even more. Then if you can't afford a beast ass PC, get a fucking Steam Deck. You get all the benefits of Steam handheld.
Well, hopefully.
And I just
yeah,
read a
right,
story.
Go ahead, Brett.
I just read a story where they were talking about, you have to be really careful if you're going to try and remove the back of your Steam Deck.
Oh yeah. I didn't add that shit.
It could be potentially lethal.
Yeah.
So the thing you want to realize about that is when you collapse that quantum vacuum, your Steam Deck is so powerful that it'll immediately reach critical mass, and so it's just at risk of blowing up everything. That's how much power there is in a Steam Deck. It can literally kill you.
Man, I just heard the words quantum and vacuum. Like, this shit sounds dangerous already. Like a bad science experiment.
It's like a Schrodinger's cat in there, man. It's like a state of uncertainty. And like the second you open it, it's so dense like a neutron star. It just collapses in on itself.
Make sure you turn that shit off at night. Don't just like put it down next to you in the bed and
Wait, what?
Like, this sounds like yeah, go ahead.
I gotta interrupt. What's going on? I guess I missed this news.
No. Yeah, I forgot to add this to the news, but this is actually. Are we done with the Capcom thing? Because I kind of want to talk about this shit now.
We're done.
Let's, okay. So, and Brett, I guess you could take lead on this because I still got to research. So they opened up a Steam Deck. Valve itself opened up a Steam Deck, and they were saying like, "Yo, don't open this shit up. It's dangerous." So yeah,
it's
Brett,
dangerous. It's dangerous. It can overheat. It can explode. They said like there is actually risk of death. Now I'm sure that's incredibly minimal, but yeah, the thing is so fucking powerful that if you try and break the protective case, it could kill you. It doesn't protect the Steam Deck. It protects you from the Steam Deck.
Damn, was it wild. like a console in Star Trek when they get shot and it explodes and you go flying, you're dead?
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining.
Don't leave it in your car if it's a hot day.
I think it's more like breaking open the Tesseract.
Oh shit! Damn, you end up on an alien planet. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, I'm hearing all this stuff. I'm like, this sounds like an experiment happening on a space station that just went wrong. We've accidentally opened up a quantum tunnel into another universe, and it's going to destroy everything if we don't close it. Get Gabe Newell in here, man. He needs to fix this shit.
But it plays just about every game in the Steam library.
It plays everything.
So it's a trade-off.
Exactly. You may die, but you'll enjoy some quality gaming. Oh man.
But see now, if I'm playing and it starts getting a little bit hot, that's gonna be in the back of my head. Like maybe that's a sign to stop.
Yeah. I'm thinking like, if I play this shit too long, it may cost like a black hole to open up on Earth. So let me turn this shit off and do something else. What the fuck?
They could use it in the next Stranger Things series.
Yeah.
It opens up that portal to the other world.
Yeah, I meant to watch this video. I didn't get around to it. Who posted this video anyway? Oh, it was Valve. Valve posted it.
Yeah, Valve.
Yeah, Valve. Yeah. Brian,
did anyone actually watch?
I did not watch it yet.
Yeah. So basically, again, taking Brett's hyperbole aside, again, he's not technically wrong because opening it up has the potential to do serious harm to you. But that's as much harm as like a Switch or your phone, which is the lithium-ion battery. Like, you pierce that shit, that thing turns into a damn fireball. Like, you get like a mini sun in your front room, and that's bad on all levels. So yeah, it's just one of those things where the battery may explode because if it gets pierced, well, just YouTube piercing a phone battery, and then you'll see. But that's what Brett's talking about.
Throwdown does not endorse you piercing your phone battery. Do not do that, please.
Been there, done that.
If you're dumb enough to pierce your phone battery, then I don't then hey, you know what? You'll win the award.
You
Well,
dollar
I
win.
think
There you
I
go.
Oh.
gotta see. I remember a while ago when Apple was talking about why they didn't have the option to remove batteries. That was one of the reasons they gave, and people were like, "Oh, it's all bullshit. They just want to make money by selling you a new phone." But it is a good point. If you're dealing with these big, large batteries that could potentially explode, what if they mess up and they don't put it in right and start banging in to try to get in?
Yeah.
Well, when I
Yeah, but they could have designed it like Samsung and LG did, that they're removable.
I thought you were
you
gonna
just
say when they
plug in.
blew up on the Galaxy on the
Yeah,
Galaxy.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, the
that-
Galaxy
that was-
phones. Yeah. Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
Oh man.
Yeah,
From planes,
I
man.
those were just blown up because it could have been
Yeah.
Tuesday and those
Just 'cause.
batteries blew
You
up.
looked at it
Damn,
funny.
you
Just
remember
blew
that?
up
You remember that? They were checking your phone, like when you go to get on the
at the
plane. they made
airport,
sure
right?
you-
Yeah, yeah.
right? Yeah,
to
they
make sure
banned
you
them.
didn't have one of those phones.
well, I mean, I had to replace the battery of one of my MacBook Pros because it was just fucking. It had like
Gets
10%, and it's like I had to get like I have to open it, like open the whole MacBook and stuff. I went outside, and when I went to it was in my bathroom, and then I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take the battery off here. You have to. It's fucking glued there, and I didn't have any of those. They have like special chemicals to like the glue to like soften or something. I don't know, but I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna pry this shit out. And I'm like, and I'm prying it, and then it's like fucking starts like these little flames, and it's like, oh shit!
Oh,
I just it's in the fucking tub, and I'm just opening the fucking tub, running the water, and prying this shit out. But yeah, like you fucking, it's a battery. I'm just trying to peel it off, and that shit,
I had a
spark
battery
fucking
explode in
fire.
my pocket once. I was
Uh-oh.
sleeping back in the
Adam
day.
stories.
It's Adam story. Back in the day when you had portable Discman, and you had AA batteries. So I had them in my pocket, and I was laying in bed, and I'm just watching TV, and I felt like my pocket getting real hot. Didn't understand why. And then I put my hand in, and then I touched them, and it's even hotter, and I grabbed it. What the fuck? It was the battery, and it was all red and
Oh.
shit. I just chucked it across the room. It
This
should
shit-
have exploded on me.
This shit happened to me recently. I had some fucking wireless headphones. I think I told you guys about it. I was just
That sounds
charging it.
familiar.
It fucking started smelling like burnt plastic, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And it's my fucking my headset was burning because the fucking it was getting overcharged, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I tell my wife all the time we have rechargeable batteries and we have them plugged in. And if I see them more than one day still sitting, I tell her, you gotta unplug these because we don't know. It could be overcharging it and then causing that shit to explode.
But it's not only that, it's bad for the battery.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Oh, by the way, I'm actually behind the scenes right now talking to our boy Joey Polanco. Since Manny's not around, Joey's actually going to do the featured image for us, which is pretty
Oh,
cool.
nice.
You know. All right, man. Joey's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
Shout out to Joey.
So yeah,
Oh,
just
go ahead, Brian.
back on track about the Steam Deck.
Yeah, go ahead. Good, 'cause I got
I
a
thought-
message. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. I thought that Valve did a pretty cool thing because they said a few things that caught my interest, which is the fact that they are saying, hey, you can open it up if you want to, but of course they advise against it because it's all tightly packed and like any damage incurred will be void by the warranty. But they didn't say that opening up will void the warranty. So it seems like you can open it up and not void the warranty, which is very rare in
Oh, that's good.
like tech terms. Like anything you open up just voids the warranty and you're
Yeah.
screwed. So
I know
that's
people
cool.
want to put in that SSD, at least in the base model. Remember, that was the whole idea. It was like, oh, well, you could add more memory, an SSD in that one. It's the same board, it just doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They even showed like the chip, and yeah, it is there. It's a standard 2230 size chip, so you can just swap it out. But they did say just be careful on which ones you use because depending on the capacity of it, they may have the chips on both sides, and because of that, it may cause interference because that SSD slot is right where the Wi-Fi is, and that may cause like interference depending on which model you have. So yeah, it's one of those things where you can do it. It seems slightly finicky, and even to do it, you need to like remove some of the heat shielding, and that again, when you put it back, you may not put it back in on the right way, and it may cause some thermal problems. So it's one of the things where Valve is like, hey, you can do it, but because of how tightly packed everything is, you really shouldn't unless you absolutely know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
It reminds you of, and maybe you'll know about this, Brian. Remember with when the Switch, when they came up with the hack, and it was like you have to use a magnet because it's a dip switch on the board, and it was, you take the magnet, you rub it so that way it can switch. And I'm like, I don't know about rubbing a magnet across a bunch of across a board, but that's a thing, and it worked. I'm like, shit, things people figure out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
People are clever, man.
One of the really cool things that I love that Valve said in the same video is that they will be providing replacement parts, so you can literally just replace any part of the
Crazy.
Steam Deck from like the parts website. So again, Joy-Cons, joysticks.
Drift.
If they drift, you can simply just phone Valve and say, "Hey, send me a new one." You pay them how much it costs, and then they'll ship it to you, and you can swap it out. Like, this is unheard of in the tech world these days. Like, if your iPhone breaks, you can't phone Apple and ask them for like a new screen because they will tell you to get stuffed royally. Like,
You gotta
if
get
anything,
that the Apple Care, shit.
yeah, you can buy
Apple don't care.
you can buy
If
you can buy
don't have
like a
that,
whole
dude.
new phone. Like, there's no replacing the part. Like, no, like it's broken, you take it back and that's it.
I always
Again-
found that funny too. The Genius bar. The genius is that you're taking my shit and just give me another one. That happened with a few of my devices. I'm like, all right, I think this port has this, and he's like, oh yeah, all right, hold on, I'll be right back. And then he gave me a whole nother box, and I'm like, where's the other? No, don't worry about it. We're giving you this one. I got shit on that one. I was like, what are you doing?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
You don't.
Not anymore. That's what they do. They don't bother fixing it. They just give you a refurb.
So yeah, I think that's a really cool thing because again, this is very good for consumers. Like, your stuff breaks, just swap it out. Like a real PC, like your hard drive breaks, swap it out for a new one. Your graphics cards break, go on eBay, get a new one. You know, like this is how things should be in the real world. Like, if stuff breaks, you should have the ability to just go out to like a website, get the same part that's broken, swap it in, and call a day, and it should be as low hassle as possible. So congrats to Valve for that. Like, that pretty much makes them the only electronics manufacturer, apart from this one laptop brand, that's doing this type of idea where you can just replace the parts and that's it. Again, the only electronics manufacturer in the world doing that. That's, again, it's literally unheard of.
It's yeah. I just hope they're not doing it because they're expecting shit to fail. I'm like, use these good parts. What are we gonna do? Yeah, ship it in. People bitch about it, then we'll replace it. That's all. But I hope we don't have drift. I hope we don't hear those issues or buttons falling out and shit. So.
Well, I guess we're gonna find out. We're gonna be first adopters, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're early adopters. This is it. Well, actually, we're second wave. I think anybody here in the first wave?
No, the one that's coming this year, right?
Well,
We don't know. We don't know. We don't know when the first wave's gonna be.
I thought
Yeah,
the first
like
wave
they
this year.
said this year, but I don't. That's what they said, but no one's received anything. You would think at this point they would receive.
They said
notice.
December though. That's what I heard.
the release
what they
date is
said.
the release date is December, but I have yet to see a fucking soul that has their expected order availability.
Yeah, that's
in
what I'm saying,
December.
and we're getting very close. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I guess
I'm
we will.
Q1 2022, so
Oh,
hopefully.
you are Q1.
Yeah, so
oh,
am I.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
Q1.
Let's fucking go.
This is it.
All right, man.
Party.
Go ahead. If anybody has anything else to say about this, guess not. All right.
Is anybody? Oh, I have a question.
Uh-oh.
Is anybody gonna get the dock?
Oh shit. I thought it came with the dock.
Oh.
I thought it came with one.
Yo,
doesn't
so
it?
did I. Wait, it doesn't come with one?
So let me read real
I
quick.
think so.
Carlos, don't fuck us up right now, bro.
Well, I assumed it wouldn't, because I'll
assumed
just
it
read.
would. All right, go ahead.
It says there's a dock 2. The official dock props up your Steam Deck while connecting to external displays, wired networks, USB peripherals, and power. You can also use a powered USB hub. If you got one line around, the official dock will be sold separately. More information
What?
coming soon.
Yeah. No, I never see a dock. I remember even when
Well,
they
this
said it, they said
motherfucker
you
came
can-
with a dock.
No, they said you can plug it to HDMI directly into your TV and stuff like that, but they never said anything about a dock. Even that
Yeah.
Linus thing, he didn't show a dock.
Oh
He just
shit.
connected directly into a monitor. And that
Yeah.
was it.
Oh yeah.
Like, all you need is like one of those, I guess, USB-C hubs that you can plug in different things,
Yeah, yeah.
and it just works. Like it's like the ones that they use on the Switch before Nintendo got all pissy and made it so
Well,
that it breaks your Switch.
yeah, some of them fucking broke the Switch. I'm like, how can you break the Switch? They're just USB hubs.
Well, even the charger, they were like, "Oh, it's not really a USB-C that we're using. What are you using? Oh, we made some shit. Don't worry about it." What the fuck? It looks like a USB-C, and my USB
Oh,
thing
no.
is
It's not
charging
Thunderbolt,
it.
is it?
It's a USB-C because
Oh,
I've used
USB-C.
my Mac charger to charge my Switch, and
You see?
it's fine.
See?
So yeah,
Yeah.
Fucking
but yeah,
bullshit.
like this is what I love about PCs is that it's like, hey, you have a thing that works, then it works, you know. Unlike with consoles, was like you have a thing that works, no, it doesn't work. You know, like you have a PS4 controller on a PS5, it works, but it doesn't really work because we don't want it to. It's like it's just this petty shit that just really gets to me. It's like just like we have a thing, the thing works, make it be. You know, like we have Bluetooth headphones. You have Bluetooth on your device. It should work because that's how Bluetooth works. But no, Nintendo's like, no, fuck you. No. So petty, it's frustrating.
Oh man. All right. Speaking about things that are frustrating, we gotta talk about this Resident Evil trailer, bro. Gotta talk about Resident Evil. Welcome to Raccoon City, man.
All right,
It
Tony,
just-
I'm out. Bye.
All right, later, Brian.
I didn't even watch it. I didn't even
Yo,
bother. I heard
this
about it.
thing
And I was like,
looks straight trash.
is the girl in it? Is whatever her name
They're
is?
all in it. Everybody's
From,
in it. My thing is like I didn't I didn't know
no,
who
the
half these
actress
characters
from
were.
the other one.
You know?
From the other one.
Oh, no.
No,
Mia
Mila
Jovovich.
Jovovich.
Yeah.
No,
all these
no.
people.
It has nothing to do with that series.
Yeah. So who saw the trailer? Because I saw it looked trash. The CG.
Yeah,
looked
I
bad.
saw it.
Wow.
Yeah, I was shocked at the fucking old Mila Jovovich zombie
Had better
dogs look
effects,
better
yeah.
than that shit. I'm like, god damn. And I'm sorry, but a lot of it looked dark. It's like they were hiding
The bad special
the
effects.
fucking shitty sets and special effects. Like, yeah, if you have to like turn down the lighting in certain scenes, it's like, ooh, it's spooky. No, you're hiding something. Hiding the fact it looks like trash.
Yeah, and then they even did like a scene where like they replicated the first zombie you see eating the dude and she turns around. That looked bad, dude. And there was another one where it was like a tyrant type of creature. I'm like, what kind of horse shit is this? This looks like from a CG cartoon movie, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah. And then the characters don't even look the way they're supposed. Chris Redfield looks the way he's supposed to. Claire, but like when Leon shows up, I'm like, who is this dude? You know, Jill showed up, I'm like, who is that? You know,
Yeah.
like, you don't recognize them. Like you couldn't get people that look like them. There are cosplayers that look better than this. You know?
Well, the problem is they really kind of screwed themselves from the jump because they're combining the first two games
They
into
are,
a
yeah.
single movie, which is like, how do you do that? And it seems like they're setting it up so like the events of the second game start the first game. So like Chris Redfield and the Stars guys go to the mansion because Claire Redfield shows up and
Yeah.
says Umbrella is bad, and she's like a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
It's
The
so
fuck?
weird.
And then she has a tape from some dude, some like nerdy guy in Umbrella, telling her to go, like, you have to stop Umbrella. I'm like, what? Who the fuck is this guy? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, it was just bad. And yeah, you're right. It's like combining the first two games. Like there were liquors in there, the dogs, Tyrant, Mr. X may show up. Who knows? But it just looks like really bad. Like a really. Here's a little bit of a compliment. It looks like a well-funded like fan film. I'll give it that. You know,
Yeah.
but the fan film. You know, it's terrible. So
Well, here's the problem. It's like, well, one thing is like, the cardinal sin of like storytelling is like you have too many main characters,
Yeah.
right? You can't carry a story with the main characters from the first game and then the main characters from the second game.
Yeah.
And then you have to account that you have an A story that's Resident Evil 2 and then a B story that's Resident Evil 1. And then they're going to encounter all the enemies that they
Yeah.
encounter in they're both stories and then somehow have a cohesive narrative I don't even know how you do that.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be bad. Like, don't waste your money on this shit. You know, I don't know if it's gonna be streaming or not. Who cares? But Terrible.
No, they said it was only in theaters.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, that's right. Exclusively in theaters. That's a thing
Yeah.
now, you know? Like, that's a selling point. All right, like, nah, I'm good. I'll stay home, and not watch it. All right, man. And the last things, we are movie trailers, or TV trailers in this case. Okay, I didn't know this was a thing. So when I saw it, I reacted like the Smash Brothers guys. It's a Shenmue anime, and it looks fucking dope. So I did my research. Turned out they actually announced it last year at a Crunchyroll Virtual Con. So no wonder I didn't even see it. And I'm watching this. It looks like it takes the events of the first game. I don't know how long the series is going to be or this season, but I'm like, okay, we're probably not going to see the end of Shenmue in video game form, right? So I'm perfectly fine with this, You even saw Ryu fucking fighting sailors and shit, so they're staying true to it, He's in the docks too, fighting dudes. It looks great. I don't know who the animation house is, but looks fucking solid. I will definitely be watching. I think it said 2022. I don't know when in 2022, but Shenmue, again, my hope is like that we get the whole story. And I don't know if Yu Suzuki's involved with this, but if he, helped them, write the shit or whatever, or at least guide them, that'd be good. Because again, we're not seeing the end of this shit in games at all. Look how long it took Shenmue 3 to come out. Also interesting, and let's see how this goes. They're going to get the original voice actors for the American ones to reprise their roles. I just hope they actually act correctly, because remember, for Shenmue 3, they purposely acted stiffly, like they did in the first two games, We don't need that. Like, do some natural acting, I'm looking for some sailors. Like, no, we don't need that shit, bro. We're good. We're good. But, yeah, what about the rest of you guys? What do you think about the Shenmue anime? Does anybody but me care?
I do. Not interested, man.
Oh, Brett, get in here, bro.
Fuck yeah, man. That sounds fucking awesome. I had no idea, so I'm kind of sitting over here a little bit in shell shock. It's time, man. I mean, unless you're gonna go back and remaster the first game, and the mechanics on that thing alone have to be antiquated. So you'd have to pretty much just reimagine Shenmue from the ground up to be able to tell that story, because it's spread out way too far. There's only a handful of people that were young enough to play the first one when it was still relevant, and are played the third one and then still fucking care. So I like the idea of putting the story out there in the first one, especially if they're going to continue the game series, moving forward. It might be a great way to be like, okay, well, here's a little story arc that kind of wraps up, and then there's a new Shenmue trilogy that takes place 20 years later, kind of thing, and that'll be a chance for new people to jump in, or people to watch the anime and then jump in, or old people to kind of come back. Like, you need to kind of not reset everything, but give people a chance to get on the boat every once in a while. You need to stop, give people a chance to get on. So yeah, man, I think that's a great idea.
Very appropriate use of "get on the boat" term, considering Ryu gets on a boat to go to China.
Yep, yeah, I'm glad you got that.
Yeah. I think, again, just based off the trailer, it looks like it's following the game. So the game will be, the anime will be taking place in 1989 and stuff. But again, my hope is that, like, this will go beyond the games and give us the proper ending to the series. Yu Suzuki has the ending ready and all that. Like, it's just, I doubt he's going to finish these games. Shenmue 3 is still not the last one. There's still more story. But I don't know if we're getting another one. So anime form, I'm fucking with it, man. I want to see the Kowloon City arc. That's going to be fucking epic. Remember that shit in Shenmue 2? Where he's going up that giant fucking building just beating the shit out of people? Fantastic. Oh, man. And Logic Wins asked if the Jamaican guy's going to be in it. Yes, he's in the trailer. My man's in the trailer, And forklifts are in the trailer, too. They knew what they were doing, man. They knew what they were doing.
Does he buy small action figures out of vending machines?
I don't know, but that needs to be in there. That does need to be in there. It really does, man. But when I saw him beating up sailors, I'm like, oh, yeah, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. So I'm pretty hyped about this, man. So I don't know the exact date, but stay tuned. Definitely more hyped about this shit than the Resident Evil movie, Fuck that. I think we're done, man. I think we're done here.
Party's over.
Another good episode. Again, if you are at Comic-Con, make sure you hit up Mr. Emilio, he's at, let me look at his credentials real quick. J23, I believe. J23, Artist Alley. He's going to be there all weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we check him out. He's got a lot of Metal Gear shit, you know? And Adam, do you have anything to plug?
Not yet. I mean, got a bunch of stuff this weekend. Of course, we got another episode of I Am Negan. That's for episode 8. Yeah, this is it.
Oh, shit.
Right, Carlos? This was it? That's what
The
we recorded.
nuke.
Yeah, we did the recording. No, not the nuke. Not the nuke. Cut. Not the nuke. No nuke in this one. But yeah, so we did that. So that'll go up on YouTube and on Coalition, iTunes, Spotify, all that. So you can check that out. And also for World Beyond. That's another one. Rich and I are going to do episode 2. Can't wait till that shit's over. But we're going to bang this one out. Episode 2. So that'll also be available on Sunday. So both of those you guys will see on the feeds. So if you're into Walking Dead, check it out because we're covering all the shows, including all the other spin-offs.
There you go. Remember RoboCop 2? No nuke for you, bitch. That's what you got to say
No
to Carlos.
That's it. No nuke
No,
for
man.
you. That kid was ruthless.
He really was, man. Shit. He was like the original Joffrey, you know? It was crazy. I wonder what happened to that guy.
He became he did a few movies and then he just disappeared after that.
Behave yourselves. That movie was crazy, man.
I got him confused later on with Carnival. Remember the angel that was part of he looked like him grown up. I was like, is that him?
Shit.
It's not him. Carnival was a sick show, man. That is dark. Too dark for TV. People couldn't watch it. It was so damn dark. It did 2 seasons and they had plans for a third and HBO was like, nope, pulling the plug. That's a show I wish would come back. All these streaming services bring that shit back.
Maybe they will, man.
Carnival traveling around the country in the 1940s.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm looking this dude up. Gabriel Damon. That's his name. Now he's like, oh shit, he's only 4 years older than I am.
Yeah, he was young in that movie.
Yeah, so the last thing he did was in 2006. Mm-hmm. He was in Danny Boy as Danny. All right, so there you go.
There's a new Danny Boy that just came out. It's a war movie.
Oh shit!
Man, it just came out I think 2 days ago called Danny Boy.
I guess my man retired. He was in Star Trek Next Generation. What episode was that? Anyway, I think I do remember him in like one random episode. That's the thing about TNG, man. They always had all these fucking
people always thought shit. Remember Iggy Pop popped up on one of them.
Yeah. Wasn't Marissa Tomei in one of them? Or what's her face? There's this other one that I get mixed up with Marissa Tomei. She was like Wesley's
Girlfriend.
Yeah, girlfriend. I don't know, whatever. It's side off. I'm talking about starting right now. Make sure you follow Throwdown on Twitch and Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube and join the Discord. You can find us on any podcast app by searching for Throwdown Show, 2 words, Throwdown Show. And you could also visit throwdownshow.com to listen to past episodes. If you're watching on YouTube and you enjoyed the content, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of all our videos when they go up. And yeah, links to everything down below. Once again, I was your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I was joined by Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Yo, man, if you're at New York Comic Con, make sure to hit my booth at J. What was it? 23.
Michael Jordan.
Hey.
Adam Vale.
Enjoy your OLEDs. This is it.
It's coming.
Weekend
It's
of
coming.
OLEDs.
You know.
Can't wait. Gonna change my life. Not really, but I'll just play along with my own imagination.
You know.
Whoa.
You ain't play. All right. Play with your imagination. That's something else, man. All right. Brett Murdoch.
Excited for the blood to be back.
Yes.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yes.
I'm back for blood tomorrow.
Yeah, we can talk about it. Fuck, we are playing.
No, yeah, it's gonna be. It's out everywhere. It's gonna
yeah.
be. Well, if you pre-ordered and you got that ultimate, they're gonna be playing also a few days early. Because that's the thing. We also get the early release.
That's right.
And
man.
I think it officially comes out on the 12th. But so we're gonna be playing that.
And reviews will be coming.
Reviews.
We should. Yo, hold on. Carlos, I'm fucked up right now, son. Which you know what's about to go down on my PC.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, shit. Oh, so stay tuned for that. And of course, Brian Manjoma.
Oh man, I had a good outro as well. And damn it, forgot about it. Stay safe, people.
All right, people. We'll see you on Sunday. Later.
This is